I'm here with somebody you probably know, Riley Jones.
Just to show you how ridiculous it is.
You know, Riley, there's something you can do that Will Thomas can't do, isn't there?
I think so.
What
I think so. I think it's have a baby.
Bitch, fall downstairs. Stop it. You sound wild.
The announcement has been made.
Thanks, Riley.
Come on.
Crazy.
But I just want to be clear, though, is that should we have a different moral standard for abortion than
No shortcuts.
we do for people outside of the womb?
Over 6 months pregnant, wild, insane.
Look at me. I'm much bigger and much stronger than her.
But it reinforces the very, very real differences between men and women.
Apologizing, Riley.
And you want to complain to me that people are being mean to you?
And when you feel isolated or unseen, go back to that blueprint.
There's no way she could beat me in swimming. Do we all agree?
Stand your post. You're a woman of the word.
Definitely take me to the pool. You got to say it, though. You have to.
No, I think I could take Joe in the pool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Say it, Gaines. Come on.
There are few as senile as him. Would love to have a debate or even a discussion.
That quantum vibration would be described as a voice.
Come on.
Problem for me, going back to this core topic of what in particular is wrong with X,
Come on.
is that it has effectively made them behave like psychopaths. If you just look at X, and this is what convinced me to get off of it, you would think there were many more psychopaths in the world than there are in fact.
That vibrational dynamic
That man.
caused what would become matter to explode into existence.
If you're not aware of it.
In quantum mechanics, there's this concept called quantum fluctuations that
Put on the armor.
proposes right before the Big Bang, right before the creative moment, that
They've got pronouns, but we've got purpose.
what actually happened was that there was a vibrational experience.
One more person who I would love to interview.
The Guardian recently accused me of running a psyop to turn American women thin, fertile, and conservative.
For several reasons. I think number one, for psychiatric evaluation is key.
I'm here to publicly say the accusations are true.
I'm here to say welcome to the spiritual war.
Less Prozac, more protein. Less burnout, more babies. Less feminism, more femininity. They told us to trust the science, but they didn't tell us it was bought and paid for by Pfizer and Pepsi.
There's never been a time in human history where you could publish your first pass opinion about anything to 20 million people in 1 second.
So to every woman who has ever felt dismissed, disillusioned, or downright done with the lies of the modern left, this is your wake-up call.
Science actually matches Genesis, where it says, God speaks, let there be light.
That's what I'm going to believe. And then she saw the light and did right.
The crunchy moms were right. The conspiracy theorists were right. And the future, it's healthy, it's hopeful, it's homegrown, baby.
Well, thank you, Will. You had to imagine she watched the Will Kane show yesterday.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't. Consistent, determined, and willing to work for it.
The left can keep their blue hair and their birth control. We want beef tallow and babies.
A dream person I would like to interview or debate. Debate number one.
Have you seen it? You probably have at least heard about it. Simone Biles, Olympic champion, and Riley Gaines, 12-time All-American, two female athletes going at it online.
Given all the recent controversy, would love to sit down with Simone Biles and have a discussion about, of course, the feud we had over X, the personal attacks that she threw my way for my stance in women's sports, or of allowing men and women's sports. Would love to have that discussion.
How did it start? I decided to go right to the source. I had Riley Gaines on my show and asked her right up front. Riley, I don't know what the inception was. I don't know what started this. What instigated this whole thing between you and Simone Biles? Did she start something? Did you say something? I have no idea where it started. I know that it ended where it should have. She never should have gone after you, especially knowing that just a few years ago, she was talking about people body shaming her and about men versus women and everything else. How did this thing start this time?
That's a question I did think about, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because here's our position.
Welcome to the resistance. Welcome to the comeback of Gold Star Science, Beauty, and Backbone. Welcome home.
It was really out of the blue, out of thin air is where this started. I'll take you back just a week or two ago at this point.
Our position is that it's wrong to murder Rob. Now,
there were 5 states, Minnesota, Washington, Oregon, California, and Maine, that allowed boys or teams with a boy leading the team to win state championships or state qualifying spots or podium spots from rightful deserving girls.
And also when Rob was 5 weeks in the womb.
Okay. Go back to the blueprint. Fix your eyes on Christ.
It's always wrong to murder Rob.
Because this is not for the faint of hearts. This spiritual battle.
Right.
Of course, like I have done for 3 years show, I was very quick to call this out on X. Specifically, I was highlighting the story in Minnesota, where a boy led his high school girls softball team to a state championship, pitching 5 consecutive games, 35 consecutive innings, 21 of those being consecutive shutout innings, only allowing 2 runs across the stretch of these 5 games. I publicly mentioned, again, on the public forum that is X, that this was crazy. This is wrong. It's harmful for women to allow this, to which that is when Simone Biles decided to insert herself into this debate. And what has been made very clear since is she has done this on the wrong side of the debate.
No one could ever do that. We're not neurologically constructed to live in a world where you can yell at 10 million people whenever you want about anything.
Friday afternoon, get a notification on my phone. It says Simone Biles tagged you in something on X. I was like overwhelmed with excitement. Like, this is someone I've looked up to. She's a role model for me. Like, was so excited about this until I clicked on the notification. And of course, I had to read it like 5 times, click on the profile back, click on the profile, make sure it wasn't a fake profile. This was the real Simone Biles. And lo and behold, it was. As you mentioned, it has been the talk of X, really all social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, every article that has been posted. If you read the comments, Simone Biles is getting railed in them. I believe she truthfully incinerated her legacy with just 2 tweets.
Big update to a story we brought you yesterday. Riley Gaines joined me here in Dallas 24 hours ago to discuss her viral social media spat with Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. New today, in the last couple of hours, Simone Biles apologized to Riley on X, writing in part, "I want to follow up from my last tweets. I've always believed competitive equity and inclusivity are both essential to sport. The current system does not adequately balance these important principles, which often leads to frustration and heated exchanges, and it didn't help for me to get personal with Riley."
The voice of the next generation. Don't we love President Trump on this platform? More popular than ever. Our movement is ascendant. Our crowds are bigger than ever. Thank you, President Trump, for the shout out. MAGA.
Which I apologize for. Joining me now is the host of Outkicks Gains for Girls podcast, Riley Gaines. Riley, good to see you just a short 24 hours later.
Accepted her apology.
How does the apology land?
Yeah, well,
how do you feel?
look, the things that she said about me personally, they didn't hurt my feelings, I think, to be honest with you. Number one, I'm very secure with myself. Number two, I know I'm on the right side of history, so she can say whatever she wants about me personally. Where I took issue with the original tweets that she put out, those 2 tweets, was what the message she was sending to the next generation, to younger girls who have dreams to succeed and to compete and to achieve, just like I'm sure Simone Biles had at one point in her life, which she got to fulfill. That's the problem I have with that, but nonetheless, I accept her apology. I see this truthfully as a really big win. You have this really famous public figure who is now issuing a groveling public apology and backtracks after, again, tweeting pro-trans propaganda, if you will. This scenario would have been unthinkable a year, certainly 2 years ago. Whether it's sincere or not, I think that's a different question, but nonetheless, she learned we are not living in 2020. Right? But competition, on the other hand, and
by its true definition is exclusive. So I believe that is entirely silly, especially at her level, to advocate for competitive equity, but I accept the apology.
Okay, any regrets at all about saying that bringing up Larry
when it comes to the substance of
I
stand by what I said.
It's
hard
to, maybe it's not correct to try to fit into someone's motivations, but I think there's potentially two different things playing a role in Simone's apology. One, as you pointed out yesterday, could be this. This is what happened to her on TikTok.
Totally undressed when a 6'4"
Don't worry, Riley Gaines. I will say what one
stands in the shower
cannot
head next to
say.
you, undresses himself,
That I am
fully naked,
disappointed
fully
in you,
intact,
Simone
and watches you shower.
I thought you were an advocate for young girls.
What
Simone Biles tweeted was manipulative. I think it was
me and my teammates had to go through was certainly
from an
sexual
Olympic
abuse.
champion. I'm
Again,
very
declaring
disappointed.
Okay, Riley, that was
what
everything.
Simone, her teammates went through was condemnable
as she
and
pointed out, it didn't go
beyond
for
what
well
we
for
face.
her.
Again, there's no doubt in my mind there.
But I do think there's a second thing that could have played a role, and I'm just guessing on her motivation. You took the high road, Riley. You really did. You did with me sitting right here yesterday. You did on social media. You didn't respond to personal attacks with personal attacks. And I can't say that she watched the Will Kane show or saw everything you said on social, but when you're going after someone personally and they respond with class, at some point you got to look in the mirror.
On a scale of gross sexual offense.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And again, to the point of who knows why she apologized now. Was this a PR firm? Was she doing this because, of course, she didn't get the response that she had hoped to get? I believe, of course, the first two tweets were totally misguided. That's the problem oftentimes when you surround yourself with police. We watched the video just yesterday on your show, Will, of her on the private jet. That is the mindset that these people have. And I told you yesterday, this is why the celebrity endorsements didn't work for Kamala Harris. It is so out of touch with the reality that everyday Americans face. And Simone realized that. And truthfully, based on the response that we saw over the past weekend, I honestly almost felt bad for her. The amount of railing that she was getting totally dragged across every single social platform, on X, on TikTok. You have to think, too, that maybe even her sponsors, some of those people, those companies and businesses that have endorsed her, one of those being Athleta, have had some words for her, because Athleta was receiving major pushback because of Simone Biles' comments, and specifically because of her body shaming towards me. Athleta has been a company that they announced when they partnered with Simone Biles, they did this to empower young girls and women, and I think they realized pretty quickly, based on the public response, that her comments towards me, that was certainly not empowering any young girl or woman.
Well, if corporate sponsors did have a role in this, that actually gives me a great amount of hope. That doesn't make me cynical. If corporate sponsors have moved, that shows a real shift in our culture and one to be celebrated. Not because those corporate sponsors all of a sudden become moral, but because they've seen the movement of the American people. Let's go to the substance, because I shared your skepticism. Okay, so you're saying, I've always believed in equity, okay, red flag, and inclusivity. It's another red flag, to be quite honest, as you laid out, when it comes to athletics, because they are antagonistic to competition. I feel like Simone is trying to have her cake and eat it too. She's trying to say, no, I believe in competitive fairness, but we've got to find a way to hit all these buzzwords that make me still somebody acceptable within the category or class of people out there that require that kind of language.
And you want to complain to me that people are being mean to you?
That's right. Look at someone like Gavin Newsom. This is what he does very, very, very well. He is a professional fence sitter, sits on the fence and tries to wink at both sides. Simone Biles, similarly to even Target, right, talking about these big corporations. Target, you think back to a year ago, 2 years ago, during Pride Month, the month of June. Look at the apparel they had out. They had the tucking bathing suits. They received severe pushback and a big boycott movement. Now you walk into Target in the month of June. It is all patriotic. They've got all of this USA gear and apparel right front and center. That is what Simone Biles is facing now. Just on Friday, she, again, very much took the opposite end of this spectrum. And today she's coming out and saying, look, I never advocated for men and women's sports. That's what her response says. So fence sitting, I think what she will quickly realize is all you are doing is making everyone really turned off by you and your remarks. And I hate that for her, because, again, her career has been illustrious. She has been incredible, not just in the sport of gymnastics, but how that has translated beyond for all women's sports. But I think very quickly she really torched her career.
Well, Congratulations. Is that what you say to someone who has just received an apology? Do you congratulate them on receiving an apology? We'll put it this way. A well-earned apology there for Riley Gaines. Glad to see it, even if still the logic doesn't quite make complete sense. Always, thank you, Riley. It's always good to see you.
Mentioned that name, right, Charlie? He's done great, and I appreciate all the help. But with young people, we won by 37%, Charlie, and you helped, but TikTok was amazing.
I was seeing people who I knew in every other context would be psychologically normal, or at least normal enough, behave like a psychopaths to me, toward me, in front of me. And in some cases, these are people I actually knew.
And he was the first one, he said, get on TikTok. So I have a little bit of a warm spot.
That's right. President Trump is going to save TikTok.
And I knew what I was seeing on X would have been impossible across the table from me at dinner.
So for all of you that enjoy TikTok, all the people that are here, it's not going to go anywhere. Thanks to President Trump, not Joe Biden, not Barack Obama, not the Democrats, but President Trump is saving TikTok.
Who is your dream person you would like to interview or debate?
Ooh. Ruth, Deborah, Hannah, Esther, Mother Mary, any of them.